Welcome everybody to the Latiners Network. My name is Jose, and this is my review for Ready or Not 2. Here I come. Of course, the sequel to, and I really thought it was a couple of years ago to, of course, the original Ready or Not, but this came out in 2019. I can't believe it's in 7 years. This is pre-COVID. It kind of just baffled the mind that it's been that long since that movie came out. A movie which I really liked. I loved that movie. I thought that was a fun, inventive, kind of creative entry into the, I guess, horror thriller genre, if you will. A lot of fun with that movie. It's very clever, a great premise. So that really hit well. Although they didn't do great box office, they got good reception. I think it did well. Obviously in the streaming market, which is why here we got 7 years later, we're getting a sequel, right? Of course, Samara Weaving coming back, playing, obviously the main character. Listen, I was looking forward to this a lot, and it was the first thing everybody asks is this as good as the first movie? Which is, listen, if it's not as good, doesn't mean that's bad. And sometimes I don't like answering that question. I mean, it should be independent of the first one, right? Just judge it on its own. But that being said, no, it's not as good as the first one. I'll say it all right now. It doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It doesn't mean I didn't find it entertaining at times. It just was a huge drop from the first one. This one here, with a lot, as it happens, a lot of sequels that they just kind of rinse and repeat what occurred in the first movie, and that doesn't always work. A lot of movies do that. Hangover comes to mind when the second one came out was pretty much a carbon copy of the first one, just in a different location. I think Thailand, as opposed to Las Vegas. Listen, Samara Weaving is great, and it's funny because this movie it's really literally takes place, moments after the end of the first film. That's when it takes off. Obviously, surviving the ordeal with the hide and seek game and all that with the family she married into. Her sister's introduced, and her estranged sister, played by Catherine Newman here, who kind of is called, she's emergency contact when she goes to the hospital after what happened. And, right afterwards, she finds herself back at it again, playing this same hide and seek game from, I guess, members of other families who are in this devil cult, if you will, Satan cult, or whatever you want to call it. Of course, all vying to position themselves to be head of the council, if you will, and get all the power they desire. Essentially, is what that is. So she's thrust back into this game. She's got to survive by 6 a.m. If she wins, everybody gets whacked, of course, like you saw at the end of the first one, or who kills her without killing anybody else by accident or on purpose. Gets to be on the throne, if you will. So listen, and again, this was just against rinse and repeat, right? I was hoping maybe they give us something different. It's the same game, and it's hide and seek, just not as clever, as interesting, because now it's kind of in the open. There's some resort, golf course, casino kind of thing, whatever. So she's running around, being in the house and the original places to hide and all that made it a lot more fun. This one just a pure game of survival out in the open. Just everybody trying to take a shot at them. Her sister gets kind of unfortunately forced along with the show here. Listen, Samara Weaving is great. She carries this film. There's cool moments in here, no doubt. There's some somewhat funny scenes. It's awkward at times. Some of the, I guess, action or those moments work. Sarah Michelle Gellar is in here. Elijah Wood, other notable names. Premise is it's just same old same. I was hoping I would have been more interested in seeing her doing other types of games against members of the family, right? Instead of doing the same hide and seek and the same thing again. And that's why kind of disappointment comes in, because with the first movie, into the second one, you lose that creativeness, that newness of the idea and premise that the first film gave us. That's just not there. So where you get just a basic game of survival, right? Which is not to say it's not entertaining. It's just not as interesting or as clever, as creative, or as original as the first one was, and that's kind of a little bit disappointing. The ending's kind of silly, stupid decisions by me. A lot of the characters dopey at times, but again, Samara and Catherine Newman are good together. They're fun. You definitely root for her and hope that she kicks some ass, and she does get to do that. And at times a funny way, particularly one scene. The particular song in a wedding hall, I guess. I kind of enjoyed that. Like I said, it has moments. It's not a bad film at all. But ultimately, it's not what I'm saying. Go to the theater, run out and watch it, even if you're a fan of the first one. Unless you really want to. This one you can probably just as much enjoy at home when it comes out in streaming, VOD, whatever. There's not one, you have to go rush to the theater. Like in the first one, didn't make a lot of money. It was just well received and a very small budget. But this one, I don't see a lot of people going to see this, and I don't see there's a reason for you to really go to the movies to watch this But you should make it a point, particularly if you're a fan of the first one. If not, you should definitely watch the first one. But definitely make it a point to watch it at home. I think it's basic entertainment, which ultimately after a few hours you're gonna forget about this movie, and just really think about the first one, which is actually very good. But that said, Ready or Not 2, you guys are gonna watch it? If you do, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.